wa barakatuh. Today I want to show you some things that I've got prepared for Arabic writing. I've received numerous questions around alternative means and methods to practice Arabic calligraphy, as people probably do not have, most people don't have access to expensive equipment. So what I've said in my previous video, the one that speaks about the alternative materials and tools that you can use, I spoke about making your own calligraphy pens. Now this is a calligraphy pen that I use. So this is something that I use. This comes with interchangeable nibs, and you can get this from a friend of mine who is making beautiful pens, handcrafted pens like this, one of my favorite pens. And what I do is I keep my, obviously I have a box where I keep all my pens and things in, but this is a piece of plastic I use to hold my interchangeable nibs together. So these nibs are very special to me because they are actually made from a reed from Indonesia, from Java. It's called a Java reed because it's very hard, and you can write some very fine things with this with these nibs. So I wanted to show you this thing that I have here. It says Qalam al-Khat al-Arabi. So if I open it up, ta-da! It's basically popsicle sticks, which I've cut and crafted into these. So you take a normal popsicle stick like this, and let me just give a short demonstration of how I did it. So you shave and you shave and you shave. First you need to know, sorry, not like that, you need to know what size you want first. So if you want 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, so you can see I've crafted these out of the same thing, and you can get very fine ones as well. So taking your sucker stick, as we say in Cape Town, or your popsicle stick like this. I'm using a very sharp knife, so would not recommend this for kids to try out, but obviously parents can assist and you can use your own discretion. So I'm holding it firmly with my left hand, and in the same method that I use to carve a bamboo pen, I would do it like this. So I go from either side, and what you can do is, if you want your nib to be maybe that wide, then just make a marking for it and then cut away on each side until you get your desired width. Now obviously you don't want to write with the thickness of this nib, so what you need to do is you need to shave part of it away. So just from the top, and you need to do this very gently because this popsicle sticks, they can crack very easily. So it will take a little bit of time and effort for you to get used to. So you see I've made it a little bit thin towards the edge. Now I need to cut that still. So I'm going to hold this in my hand like this and place it down on the paper. It needs to have a flat edge, and the point needs to be this side. So I'm just going to make a mark there. So I'm giving it a little bit of a slanted edge like that, you see. So I'm going to cut it now. So what I usually use is a little piece of scrap plank like this, and you just put it on the edge like that, and then you cut, bismillah, and then you have your qalam. If you want to make it smaller, then you just start shaving on either side. Now to write smoothly, you need the side that you're going to write with needs to be flat. So don't shave or carve on this side. Keep that as flat as possible, and you just shave from the other side as I shown in the demonstration now. So if you don't believe me, I will show you how this beautiful pen can write. So I've got some ink here, which is very cheap ink, and I actually mix my ink with water. So I'm going to make one dot. I don't know if you can catch that in the video. Yes, you can see that. Okay, so you can make some dots, and you can see it's writing absolutely beautiful. Okay, so you can see how this pen works. That's one way. And another way is if you want to have a bigger size. How do you get bigger sizes? You can use this one, which the doctors use. I don't know what you call it now. It's a tongue something. The one that you stick out your tongue and they put the stick inside in your mouth. You can use that. And this one is actually the same size as the popsicle stick. I just cut it straight just like that, and I tied it with sellotape to another little stick. That's if you don't like the flatness of this thing in your hand. You can use this, or you can maybe also take an old pin and then just sellotape it like that to the pin, and then that will give you the same feeling of having a pen in your hand, if that's what you prefer. But I don't really care. I like training my hand in all sorts of ways, so that I don't get used to only one thing. Okay, so there you go. There's my expensive calligraphy pen set, and I also wrote this with the pens inside. So just goes to show that it's not really the equipment that you have, but actually the knowledge and the skill and your determination that will give you good results, inshallah. And then let's talk a little bit about ink. So I said in the previous video that you can use coffee, a strong mixture of coffee, or you can use something that you get in your cupboard or your fridge, like food coloring. So you can also mix the food coloring together, and you can mix it with water. If you don't like the color, you can water it down. It doesn't really matter, especially when you're practicing. When you're practicing calligraphy, all you want is to be able to see your marks that you're making. Okay, so I want to show you, this is some marks that I made with this with the popsicle stick, and also with the food coloring, and you can see it works quite well. Actually, it's a very nice color. I really like this blue. What I did was I took some vanilla essence and sky blue color, and I just mixed the two together. I didn't even calculate any ratios or anything, and then it gave me that kind of blue. So this is nothing. It's just like letters and strokes I just pulled over each other. So you can really do some amazing things. And this was a failed attempt of writing something, but as you can see, all of this is actually written with those popsicle sticks. Okay, so there we go. You have your expensive calligraphy set which you can make at home. Now I'm going to just give you a short demonstration. Oh yes, the other thing that I need to mention is that if you're going to have your ink in a container like this, you need probably something to, because when you dip your pen, it's going to have too much ink on it first. You see, so it becomes very blotchy. So what you can do is take a little bit of scrap paper. Maybe you have a piece of scrap paper nearby. So I'm just going to say this I'm going to use for dabbing. Okay, so this is number 1, and there I made a dot, and I'm just going to write an alif with that number 1. This is number 2, and you can see I marked them also. Just dab it off a little bit there, and number 2, number 3. This is just to show you the sizes that and the number 4. Sorry, I didn't dab that off, but you can see what happens. Number 5. Number 6. So I got 7 in my case. Oops. That's alif and ba. Okay, I think that's enough for today. Enjoy your practice, and hope to see you in my next videos inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. ما لنا مولا سواه عفو كريم ورحمن ربي